Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about the state of this game and where everything's at right now, because a lot of my past videos have actually been somewhat, well, not really complimenting this game. And although I do like this game a lot, I really do, I just want this game to be successful, you know? Like, I want this game to do the best it possibly can. And well, what could multiplayer look like, right? And that was one of the updates that could have happened, maybe, that is probably not going to happen this week or next week or this month, but maybe later down the line. And then of course we have like the no banner, right? Because it's really easy for this team, and sure, I'm not a developer or anything, but I can imagine it's really easy to just implement another banner, because a lot of gacha games have these automatic rotating banners where they just have, of course, rate up characters. For example, if you go here, like, you can have a Sonic rate up character, it's easy. You can have a Zombie Man one, you can have freaking, I don't know, man, anybody else. You could just put in Metal Knight, you could put in literally any SSR hero that wasn't there recently, except maybe the limited ones. But there are still characters you can put in there, so I don't know why they would stop making more banners when they could clearly just add new characters. But I think they're kind of hoarding this update away to themselves here, and I feel like what they're doing is they're just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna come back into the cafe. They're just kind of wasting time here. They just want to get the CN version out, and that's when they drop the updates, because we've already done the banners, right? And there's only a select few limited characters that they can chuck out. For example, they have one being Zombie Man, 2 Metal Knight, 3 Sonic. So they only have 3, right? So if they have 3 characters, right, then that means there's gonna be around 6 weeks of just filler, right? And that's when they're gonna bring back the Tatsumaki Atomic Samurai. So I think CN's actually somewhat far away. Not that far, of course, but maybe like a month or 2 down the line still. And we haven't got any updates in content. And if they're really hoarding away the Deep Sea King update for the CN release, then what we have to hope is that CN gets released very soon. Because they're just trying to wait for these updates, and maybe CN comes out, then they release Deep Sea King later, so that the CN players have something to play with, some new content, instead of the Deep Sea King already being in game and them just taking it for granted, along with chucking in new banners. Because, like, let's just say CN players join right now, right? That means Silverfang, this Genos, right? We have what? The Genos, Blizzard, Saitama, they've already been through the banner rotation, so that means we're not going to use those characters again, right? Because we've already experienced them, but CN hasn't. So I guess they don't want to like steam along with the characters, because they only have 3 more disposable characters they can use before they start replaying the same rate up banners, which would be really bad. So I think what's going to happen is that they're gonna wait for CN, which sucks, because if you think about it, what the hell are these other players gonna do? You still have like 3 other fucking regions to give updates to, and if you're just waiting on the CN version, well, what are we gonna be doing? We're just gonna be sitting out there with nothing, right? So they definitely have to add something that would just be included with the base game. So I'm not sure if it would be just the Deep Sea King update, but I think they would add guilds sooner, in fact, because guilds could definitely add more content to the game without being like people like taking it for granted. Like, all multiplayer is just something that should come with this game when it released, but it didn't. So I think guilds could come out before what's it called, Deep Sea King, the whole arc and shit. But it really does piss me off that this team didn't even bother to go through a banner. And the worst part was, with all of this, is that if I go to, like, I don't know, the Twitter, if you take a look at this, right, One Punch Man World, verified Twitter page, yada yada, whatever, brought to you by, what, Crunchyroll Games, right here. Well, like, look at this. they're promoting their games, whatever. Decent amount of following. This literally has 25k, 21k, which is all right, I guess. But this is May 9th. May 9th? This is the 26th, right? It was all the way back here. That's 1, 2, 3 weeks almost. If it goes to Thursday, that's 3 weeks. 3 weeks that we haven't gotten an update, which sucks because, you know, we're not going to rely on Puri, and it's not really that fun. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to put it out there. It's not fun to get raid up banners, especially for free-to-play players. Like, what the hell are we going to do? Are we going to really spend our silver grinding away for, like, Puri Prisoner? Like, I don't have the character, sure, but I would much rather a limited character that I can't just pull from this regular draw right here. Like, that's... If you're going to release a banner for actual content, you would release a limited banner, right? Because that's just what people want. They want new characters. They want new shit. They don't want fucking old characters. Like, if I've already gotten Blizzard, I don't want a Blizzard banner again. I don't want really duplicates. I'm not wasting my hard-earned silver on that. So they really just need to add new stuff, content, not like stuff we can play as, not just new characters we can play with the old content with. We need actual stuff, actual meat, right? Like, this game it's pretty good. The story actually took me kind of a while. The levels were like pretty hard to grind to. There was all sorts of stuff. The world looks great. Like, wow, this looks pretty nice. You know, they just had a pretty good setup here where their world was like really nice. Their combat was good. They have a really good base game, but they need more stuff. Like, combat, it can only take you so far when you've repeated the same goddamn boss like 5 million times in a row. Like, are you really gonna make us be stuck with like is Vaccine Man Giant, Carnage Kabuto, Mosquito Girls? Like, are we really gonna be stuck doing data the entire time we're playing this game? We need more shit. We need more shit to do, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like, they can just fully release stuff, but right now, it's a waiting simulator. Like, we're just waiting for Season 3 One Punch Man to release. Because what's going to happen, I think what they're trying to plan out here is CN, right? CN comes out, then after CN, we push Deep Sea King so that they have an update to go to after they've, like... And the problem is it might take them a while to get up to level 70 or level 65 or whatever it is to unlock that level. So they might just delay it even further. They're just trying to hang on to the update as long as they can before people actually start quitting. And people have started quitting, which is it's a horrible like strategy, because you have a solid IP. Maybe it isn't really relevant today, but it is still a great IP that is enjoyed by many different players. Like, for example, so many people have watched One Punch Man. So many people enjoy the series. So many people have dived down into like investing in the characters and reading the manga after watching the anime and all sorts of stuff like that. And I don't see why like this game is fumbled so hard. The media team is horrible. They don't hype anything up. Like, again, I'm gonna go back to the Twitter. No new teasers for new updates. Maybe that means there's no new updates, but you could at least tell us something. Like, if you're not gonna give us an update, you could at least tell us there's something. You could at least tell us there was a maintenance break. You could at least tell us that we might get something. You could literally give us a picture of a single building from City J, and I'd make an entire video on that, right? And it's not that difficult. You just go here, right? Walk up to a building, PRTSC, and then copy and paste onto Twitter, post Twitter, eye emoji, and then everybody's like, what? No way, City J's coming out? That's all you have to do, right? That's what they have to do to keep their player base entertained, keep them... It's not even literally an update to the game, but it's just an update to what you're going to add eventually. So they could have really managed to really just give us more than what they already have. And it doesn't even have to be in content, like I said, but just in speculation. But there's genuinely nothing to speculate about. Like, what are you gonna predict? What's coming in City J? What bosses we have in City J? What collectibles are in City J? Like, nobody wants to talk about that. We want the actual update. And the problem I'm seeing here is, sure, they have a lot of their development in their game going, but they're after this City J is released, we finish all the story. What do we do after that? What do we do after that? Are we gonna really be like, oh, let's wait for the Boros arc because we want to see Boros soon? Like, then we're just gonna skip on to that, and it's gonna be the whole ordeal again. But what we need to see is CN version released. We get, you know, they get put into the One Punch Man world complete Discord here, and then people start talking, you know, about the game again. People are like, oh, CJ this, how do I find these collectibles in City J? The One Punch Man spreadsheet actually gets fucking updated for once. Right here, if you get to, where is it? I don't even know where it is at this point, but like, if you go over here to pin, there was a whole spreadsheet that showed you guys where the collectibles were, and this hasn't been updated in who knows how long because the game hasn't actually been, you know, pushed out. Because like these guys are the data assemblers, whatever. This guy's retired. This guy's completely quit doing this. But if you take a look at I don't know, anything, daily touring, meet heroes, it shows you exactly where they are, what's happening to them. You know, you get a whole bunch of these to help you with your collectibles, but we haven't got an update on this because there's been zero content, and it sucks. But I think what's gonna happen is they go for the China version. They wait on the China version 1 to 2 weeks for them to actually, you know, speed up with the update, get the levels out, right? Probably 1 week. Then City J, so that Chinese players can actually play it. They rolls in the money, blah blah blah, yada yada, and then maybe during City J they release a limited character all over again, which is Tatsumaki. We're gonna have Tatsumaki again, okay? And then Chinese players are gonna be like, oh my gosh, short green lolly, we gotta pay for this. Money rolls in because they haven't had access to it yet, so it's kind of brand new. And then we get the City J update, so we're hyped about that, and people who've missed out on Tatsumaki get a shot at getting here, right? And then boom, we get that, right? Then we get the collectibles, then we get more guides, we get more content. Maybe, I don't think so, but slight chance some YouTubers come back to the game. Maybe they like to report on this because some hype comes back, right? And then what happens after that? Boros, right? And when everyone's hyped up for season 3, we get season 3. And then once season 3 is airing and going, developers go on an absolute 10, or they just work as hard as they possibly can. Get season 2, try to get season 3 out, right? And then guess what? We have season 2 in One Punch Man. A whole fuck ton of content that we get to play as. Then what do we get? Season 3 content. And just like that, we're caught up. Just like that, we're caught up. And then what are we doing? We're waiting on season 4 of One Punch Man. Right? Which, I think that's how the game's gonna work. And then, if it doesn't, they shut down this game. This game goes to waste. All this time developing it, ever since 2021 or whatever it was, since starting development in maybe, let's just say 2019, I don't know for sure. All those years, all those 5 years of working goes down the fucking drain just for this game to die in like 6 months. Which would suck, right? But you think they would invest this much time, effort, and money on the IP on the game just to let it fall out of their hands? Like, this management's been really poor, but not that poor. They have a plan in mind, and we just have to expect them to reveal it. And that is why people have been asking for roadmaps and teases, because they want to see what's actually coming to the game and what the developers are actually striving for. So I just wanted to talk about this blank area in this game. We had banner, limited banner, regular banner, regular banner, limited banner, regular banner, regular banner, limited banner, all the way up until Prisoner Sonic, and then My Mask, and then they've just dropped the ball. We've just had nothing. So, supposed update, probably coming on the Thursday, the 30th of May. So, what does this mean? I don't know what the hell we're getting, honestly. Arms Genos maybe, because we've had, you know, the Puri banner, but we're not going to get a second Raid-Up banner after that long hiatus, right? So, Arms Genos, what now? CN version, or maybe Deep Sea King, then CN version, or CN version Deep Sea King, whatever. Then we get actual content. Guilds have been already in the game files, so maybe we get guilds to hold us over for the CN version, then Deep Sea King, or multiplayer. I'd love to see that. Just please add playable stuff. Okay, Arms Genos, sure. I might skip out on him. I might just fully just invest into Metal Bat whenever he comes out, right? Like, we need new content. So the one thing we can just fully lean on now is multiplayer and, well, guilds, because those are what's gonna come and bring the community together, make the community start talking, because they're like, oh, I lost to this tweep in PvP, or guys, let's get our guild rewards in, we're second place in the leaderboards, or whatever. Like, that is what's gonna get the community rolling. And then after that, we have CN version, then Deep Sea King, then people are happy, and then everybody supposedly comes back, right? But that's the thing, we don't know for sure. And we had a decent amount of players playing this game at the start, and then they kind of just left after they've completed the story. So this just proves that the story is what's really important for these players to come stay. And we've had what, seven episodes to hold them over. Once they reach you know, level 60, they're like, oh, let's do meteor threat. Okay, now we're leaving. So they end at level 60. Their character builds are horrendous, and they just give up on the game because there's no more content, and then they whine about no updates, and then that's how it rolls, right? So anyways, just keep in mind, updates could be near. If they aren't, well, we're doomed. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I just want to talk about the current situation and what's happening currently for this game. And really, I'm just talking about what's not happening in this game. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.